Hey guys, TYT Sports, RotoWire. Ben Mankewicz, Chris Liss, I'm Heather Ankeny, survivor. I survived.
Congratulations.
Barely with my Philly pick.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Man, if you had Jacksonville at plus 10.5, how much did you hate that game?
I had that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you won. You should get your money. You should collect.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
You didn't.
And
Yep.
Philly did.
Right,
So
and
I
that's-
move on to week 2.
It's part of the thing.
First you're worried about Survivor, then you're like, okay, they're coming back, but don't cover. Oh
Right.
my God, they're going to cover. Oh, I know they're going to cover. They did.
Yeah,
On the
that's why
defensive touchdown,
betting
though.
But that's part of what betting against Chad Henne gets you. So I mean, it's not so much flukish. That kind of thing happens. I mean,
Yeah.
so.
So a lot of people in my pool went down with the Bears.
I know, that was dumb. I suggested Philly first,
Right.
and then later, we all
Pittsburgh.
suggested Philly.
Philly, then
and
the
then I
Jets.
liked the Broncos too, and that was a
Yeah.
little dicey at the end, but I mean, pretty much, it was okay.
I liked Pittsburgh. I thought I took Pittsburgh.
What did you What did you take?
I was so happy all week. It turned out I took Tampa Bay. No, so
Rooting
it's,
for the wrong Survivor team is a great.
so I was so pleased. I was like, Pittsburgh, this is perfect. They came back and won, but I don't want them again. It's ideal.
But think about how much you enjoyed your Sunday more than
did.
you would have had you known.
I did, but I put Tampa in a big teaser. That was a disaster. But that said, it's a buyback in league, and I would never have taken Tampa.
Right.
In a,
And
So
I would have
this is-
taken the Jets in a non-buyback.
But,
So who
you know,
did you
Ben-
take though? You
The
took
Jets.
Philly. Oh, you
I
took the Jets.
Philly
Okay.
and Denver in my real one and done pools. I took
Right.
the Jets in the buyback league that we're in.
You guys.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good picks this week. One of the, by the way, how are we not even discussing taking San Francisco -7 hosting the Bears?
I was maybe taking San Francisco in my survivor pool.
Yeah,
Do I waste that
Always
team
waste
now?
the team. Waste every team. Kaepernick gets hurt tomorrow.
Really?
You don't know. You don't know
Okay.
what's going to happen. The defense collapses. You just don't know.
Yeah, you gotta win.
Waste the teams immediately if you're
Really?
in a one and done survivor. Do not save teams. You're going to save a team for when you're out. Is what you're going to save them for. Or that team's going to be the obvious team, but everyone's going to be on them and they're going to be a bad value. So
Oh, I
just
kinda like
don't
that.
ever save teams ever. Ever. Maybe if there's one that's 1 week ahead and people have used them and you see what people have done at the small, you're down at
If
the
you
end.
got 2 choices and they're both good the following week, or
Right.
what,
And there's 6 people left in your pool, and you see that 5 have already used that team, so you'll be the only one on them next week.
Right.
But that's very rare.
Have you done the math yet? Have you done your
I
line yet?
haven't done the math because I couldn't even. They didn't publish it until this
Oh, I
morning
didn't-
while we're doing
I didn't
this.
know.
But okay, so there's the Niners hosting Dallas, right? Or
the Niners hosting the Bears.
The Bears, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the 7-point line. You got the Broncos hosting the Chiefs. That's the obvious. That's the big obvious. Although
I
we've got to
don't
see how many
know.
people are on them.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Packers hosting the Jets. And I'm leaning Packers right now.
Why?
I think the Packers. That first game in Seattle doesn't tell us a whole lot. We know what it's like to play in Seattle. It doesn't mean much. They're going to be much better in Green Bay. And the Jets D is okay. Geno looked okay.
It's hard to know what to do with the Jets because they won at home against a team that travels incredibly poorly with a rookie quarterback. We didn't learn that much. They might be fine. And we also didn't learn that much about Green Bay. So basically you go to what you thought when the season began. The Packers, a pretty good team, pretty dominant at home against a Jet team that will struggle to move the ball against good defenses. Unclear whether the Packers
Probably not,
rank as a good defense. That game, it scares me. It scares me a little. I would go Denver and San Francisco before I'd go Green Bay.
Okay. I'm going to go Green Bay before.
Really?
I like San Francisco. They look so good, but I think Dallas just handed them games. So it's hard to really evaluate them based on that.
In a league where I can
It's
buy back
Chicago,
in,
though.
by the way, I like Washington. 'Cause
I don't like
again,
your buyback in leagues. I like
It's
the
only for 6 weeks.
one
It's
and
only
done.
for 6 weeks.
I
Only for
know,
6
but
weeks.
still, it's like that's not a true
Do you know that
survivor
I won
pick.
that league in week 5? And
Yes,
then everyone was like, oh,
and
I'm buying
everyone
back in.
bought back
That's like
in.
the biggest bullshit ever.
But those are true survivor leagues.
True
I like
survivor
the
leagues.
one
The whole
and
thing's
done.
made up.
It's truly.
Not really surviving at the end of the league. Hopefully everyone survives. But I like Washington
But for a one
against.
and done.
In your buyback in league, do you have to buy back in the following week, or could you?
No, you gotta
right
go- you
away,
gotta come right back in.
And you got to put down, more money, and at a certain point it locks. And so if you lose in like
After
week
6
6,
weeks, it locks.
you're done, and
You're
you might
done.
have put in $150 by then.
So for a true one and done, though, San Francisco or Green Bay?
I mean, I think
Or
Denver is the
Denver's
best
the
bet.
top choice.
But I got to look at the numbers. Who else is on Denver? If 50, 60% are on Denver, I'm not going to do it. If it's 32% on Denver and 16% on San Francisco, I will probably go Denver.
You don't think Kansas City is a threat at all?
I think they're a little bit of a threat.
We didn't talk about a small sample size. We didn't see any. We saw a bad quarterback and 0 of Jamal Charles.
I saw nothing even that suggested that last year's Chiefs could beat Denver.
In Denver.
Yeah, in Denver. They can't win that game.
All right.
It can't be done. It's the
Would you
lock
get on
of
an
all locks.
Would you get in an airplane if the chances of it crashing were
my
Denver,
favorite. It's my favorite.
Kansas City beating Denver?
Yes.
You would.
Yes. I'd even
I
go
would not.
somewhere shitty.
I would not.
I'd even go to Houston.